Okay, I have another question on Formspring about hair, and I am gonna post a video that I answered from a few days ago. Um, the line that I'm talking about in the video is called Real Control by Redken. Listen to like kind of what I say about it. It just goes on about like how moisturizing it is and everything like that. If you have, the girl in that question has hair that's a different texture than yours or density, but I think the whole line would work really well for you. But I just want to like let you know too is since you have really thick curly hair, I've said, I don't know if I'm like repeating myself to anybody who's watched these videos or whatever, but curly hair is very thirsty. It wants moisture. It's like a sponge. It'll take anything that you give it. And since your hair is like a sponge, it wants as much moisture as it can take. So with that in mind, if your hair is thirsty and you're not filling it with positive moisture like conditioners, leave-ins, all that kind of stuff, like the Real Control, that hair is going to grab moisture from wherever it can, and that usually means the atmosphere, you know, humidity, all that kind of stuff. And I always say, as moisturizing as water is for your body when you drink it, it draws a lot of moisture from your hair, skin, and nails, you know. So I would recommend, if you do have thick, unmanageably curly hair, go in with the Real Control. I like it a lot. It's so moisturizing. You could also, if that doesn't work on its own, mix like a smoothing serum in there. That's just kind of an added moisture. There's one by Redken. It's called Glass. It's kind of light. Actually, Redken has a bunch of them. They have a few serums to choose from. One of them is called Glass. It's just kind of basic. It's oil-free. I'm under the impression it's oil-free. So it's cool when you do wash your hair. It's not going to be resistant to water. It doesn't have any hold. And if you have thick hair, I would still I don't know, start out with like the size, if you get the Real Control Cremic hair that I'm talking about, like the leave-in treatment, you can use like size of a quarter in your hand and cocktail in like the size of a dime of the glass. Rub them together and then scrunch them from your hair, starting from the bottom up, because normally if your hair is dry, it's going to be mostly at the ends. But another one they have is called Heat Glide by the Smooth Down line, which is very self-explanatory. The Heat Glide is more of a heat protector, but it's a little bit of a heavier serum, so if your hair really is kind of wild, it'd be good to go in there with that. Same thing, mix, I think size of a dime is going to be like 5 or 6 pumps. It comes out little pumps at a time. And then they have another one. If your hair, I know you have thick curly hair, but I don't know if it's a coarse texture or fine texture. If you have finer textured hair, you can go in with one that's also in the Real Control line that I talk about. It's a smoothing serum called Slim Supreme. And it's more liquidy, you know, it's a lot more lightweight than all the other ones. Like you can even like turn the bottom. It's like, you know, all up on the inside. So same thing with that. Mix that in with the Real Control. If you need that added moisture, try the Cremic hair on its own first. I like it a lot. And let me see if there's anything else. I don't know what reconditioning means. Is that like a deep treatment, like a deep conditioner at the salon or something? Chemically straightening. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, I actually have... I'm 4 minutes in. It's going to be a long answer. Sorry. Let me kind of go backwards. It says that you use Biolage hair products and it doesn't seem to work. If you've been using the same hair products for more than 6 months, the same line, you know, if you're using like the same moisturizing conditioner or shampoo like for 6 months or more, try switching it up a little bit. Your hair can become resistant to the benefits of the products that you're trying to use if you use them every single day. The hair just gets used to it and then it can start to learn to resist it. I use the analogy of like when you work out. If you do the same arm exercise every single day, yeah, it'll work for a little while and then it just kind of plateaus and the benefit doesn't seem to really, you know, take charge. You gotta switch it up. I would recommend the Redken. If you're familiar with Biolage, Biolage is by Matrix. Matrix kind of like, it's a professional line, I guess. I don't really know many salons that do it because it's kind of like a mid-grade product, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's better than Suave, you know? Let's see what else. You've stopped coloring it, straightening it, curling it. Coloring can actually be very conditioning on the hair. I don't want anybody to um, shy away from that because they think it's going to damage their hair. There's many different color lines out there. Redken, for example, which is what I work with, has like an ammonia-free conditioning color. It's semi-permanent, so it only lasts about 6 weeks if you're using good stuff at home to maintain it. But it's very conditioning on the hair. It has silicone in it, so it's going to add smoothness and shine. Wheat protein in it, so it's going to help strengthen your hair. And then it's also pH balanced, which is great because your hair, skin, and nails has a pH of about 5-ish, whereas water has a pH of 7. So if you're exposing your hair to a lot of water, humidity, moisture in the air, that's thrown off the pH of your hair, which is why it can become dry and brittle. If you regulate the pH of your hair, it might be able to help with the frizziness and dryness that you feel. So don't be afraid to color it. Chemically straightening, though, that's another story. Straighteners can be kind of harsh on the hair. And you're literally breaking down the chemical science structure of your hair, changing it, and then putting it all back together. So it can be pretty crazy on the hair and, unhealthy if your hair is already kind of problematic beforehand. But there is one line that I do in my salon. I don't do them. You have to have a special license. It's just not something I'm interested in. It's called Keratin Complex. It's a straightener that it's keratin protein based, which that's the type of protein your hair is made out of. It's really awesome. I mean, it leaves the hair feeling so smooth. Chemically straightening is really just meant to relax the curl so it's easier to straighten. It's not meant, unless it's the Japanese ones that are insane and very expensive. Those ones make your hair like poker straight. So, check out, see if there's anybody in the area that does the Keratin Complex straightener. It can be more expensive, but in the long run, it's worth it. Everything about it, but again, I don't really know a whole lot about that. But let's see. And again, that whole reconditioning thing, I don't know what that is. I want to assume you mean like a deep conditioner. So I'm at 7.5 minutes now, and I'm just not rambling. I do have a lot of information that I could give you about this, so I'm glad I vlogged it. If you have any more questions, if those products don't work, ask me again, and I can try and think of something. So thanks for listening to me. I'll hopefully talk to you soon. Let me know how this goes either way, good or bad. So I'll see you later. Thanks a lot for the question.